Hi, and welcome to my Tuesday evening live card making tutorial. This evening I have for you the new Extraordinary Floral Bundle with a card that is extra easy. Extraordinary Florals, extra easy. Excuse me. So we start by introducing myself. I'm Shelly Godby, and for 24 years, I've been teaching you how to create hand-stamped smiles through my YouTube videos, my Stamping Smiles blog, and my mailing list. And Miss Shirley is here. Hello. All right. So let's have a closer look at the Extraordinary Flora bundle. I've been typing this all day as I create my, take pictures of my cards and create this, to set up for the video and all that. And every time I'm writing it, I'm thinking extraordinary to know how to spell it. And I thought, oh, I hope I remember to call it extraordinary. And I did. So, and beautiful. It says, oh, Miss Adelaide is here. One of my absolute favorites from this. So soft, so pretty. Oh, thank you, Miss Shirley. And this isn't pictured at the full size. So I took this out to show you. It is one big floral stamp, but look how much bigger that is. So it's 20% bigger. And Miss Patricia is here. I am crazy about this. And then we have the die to go with it. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to show you this. There we go. And so here's the bundle. And so this die lines up and die cuts all of the images. Super sweet, but it gets even better. We have coordinating washi tape. And I have to be honest, I got this right away and I didn't get it because I thought, well, how are we going to die cut that? I'm going to need to put the washi tape, I'm thinking, on some basic white cardstock and then die cut it. And this morning I got thinking about it and I thought, I don't know that that's true. We're going to try it out. And I'm excited to show you how to do that. And Miss Danette is here and Miss Jennifer. This is a party now, isn't it? Okay. And so this is available in a bundle, and always get the bundle because you save 10% on both the stamp set and the die. And then the washi tape is separate. So I'm very excited. So we've got embossing and die cutting to do. And you know what? This has escaped my it's escaped my memory for right now. I know this goes with a suite, and I believe it goes with the Impressions of Bloom dies. I think it's pressed flowers, pressed petals, something like that. Anyway, we'll be embossing with this and talking about those dies. The Impressions of Bloom, I've used these. This is the third time. I'm crazy about these. Well, okay, I call them fat ovals, and I said in a video, well, maybe that's not politically correct. We'll call them plus size ovals, because a lot of times the ovals are not as rounded. And so we'll be using these too. And this leads me to tell you, I forgot to tell you this. So I have this die and all of these on one of these magnet cards that I get at Stampin' Storage. Super strong. It holds all my dies, keeps me organized, and I love that because the last thing you want to do is lose a die. And then I slip them into one of these storage pockets that, as you can see, can hold two of these. Plus, if there's a coordinating embossing folder, I can get all that in here in the storage pocket. So if you'll follow my link to make sure you get storage pockets and not sleeves. Sleeves are not what you are looking for. Okay, so let's see. So what I need is my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Whoops, I'm trying to scroll down here. All right. Let's try this again. There we go. Oh, and there we go. Miss Denise is here too. Fantastic. All right, so let me grab my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. Gorgeous. And we are going to use the washi tape tonight, but I also want to, these are just so sweet. I do want to use them as a stamp set too at some point, and I certainly will, because this is one of my absolute favorites from the 25-26 Stampin' Up catalog. Oh, Miss Jennifer just ordered the bundle. So yes, so pretty. And there's something else about the washi tape I'll have to tell you in just a minute too. All right, so I'd like to get the handle out of the way so the camera can focus on what we're doing right here. So I will start with the Impressions of Blooms dies, and so for that I will use the magnetic platform. Now this isn't something that you can purchase from Stampin' Up. We used to carry it, but not anymore, so I got mine on Amazon. You see all those circles? Those are where the magnets are. And I like them because they keep my dies in place without needing an adhesive, washi tape, Post-it notes, whatever the case may be. And and as you know, if you watch me, I usually say it doesn't make me a perfect die cutter, but it certainly makes me a better one. Miss Adelaide. Oh, Miss Adelaide, yeah, you're going to want this. Okay, so what I have here is some basic white cardstock. Whenever you're stamping on white cardstock, you absolutely want to use the Stampin' Up! Basic white cardstock. It has a smooth, tight finish to give you crisp, clean images. So let me grab the die off of here. And that rough edge, that's the cutting edge. So what I did is the magnetic platform, I'm building what they call a sandwich. Adding my layers to my sandwich. And then regardless if you use this or plate number 1 and plate number 2 that come with a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, you need a plate number 3. And you can see I don't have mine in the corner up over there, right side up, because I rotate them. And I get to use the same plates over and over and over by rotating them, cutting on both sides and not always going to the center, which really is a habit. So I come over here and that will hold that in place for me. And then I'll finish with another plate number 3. Now that's the appropriate thickness to get this through. So, I haven't asked yet, but please go ahead and give my video a thumbs up and a share. I sure appreciate that. All right. We will use the magnetic platform in a bit. I'm going to end with the washi tape, and I think you'll see why. So now I have my oval. Yay. I just love these ovals. Maybe, there's more room on them, or just that the shape is different. So with my Take Your Pick tool, I'm not going to use this on this card, but you also get a frame with this one that's all dotted. Okay, so right back on here, and my card is, I can put in the title, Extra Easy. But wait till you see it. It is so pretty. I am so pleased with it. Okay, something just hit the floor. I think it was the Take Your Pick tool. All right, so now plate number 1, because I'm going to use the embossing folder. And plate number 3, my embossing folder, and some more basic white cardstock. Okay, so what I learned quickly this afternoon was I usually put them all the way down to the bottom. It doesn't go all the way to the bottom, so pay attention. Pull it up so you get it fully embossed. Close it. It's recommended that you put the hinge through first, and so for that, the Stampin' Up! Logo is facing me. That's the easy way, but I kept it pinched because I wanted my flowers to go in the direction they needed to, and because this is a standard embossing folder, I need another plate number 3. We'll go ahead and crank through this. Okay. And isn't that, okay, there we go. If I turn it in the light, isn't that pretty? Very, very nice. I like this. And I thought, oh, it's soft and delicate like our flowers. Now for the part you've been waiting for. All right, so back with my magnetic platform. Oh, there it is. Okay. And I need a plate number 3. Let me put that aside. All right, and my washi tape. And I'm not saying I'm doing anything right. I'm just showing you what I did. And I just rolled it right out onto my cutting pad. There we go. And took the die, which is right here, because it all lines up, of course. I've got to, oh, here we go. All right, that'll be okay. But okay, so the cool thing about this is, and make sure to remind me, these alternate between pink and purple flowers. So the card I designed earlier, the colors are pink and this one will be purple. And then I just took my paper snips and did that. So, like I said, maybe I could have just torn it. I don't know. Now let me turn it around so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. That's looking pretty good. You know what's cool about this? If you're not perfect, it's clear. So you don't have this really strange white border all the way around. And so it's pretty doggone easy to cut with. Okay. I'm thinking that's looking pretty good. Let's go for it. Okay. And then you need, because it's, a thin metal die, plate number 3 again. So go ahead and crank this through. And I thought, well, if I waste some, I waste some. If I really had to put it down on some some basic white cardstock. I thought, well, if that's what they intended, then what would be the point? So here's my die right back on here. I just got to keep things organized or I'll have a hot mess, won't know what I'm doing. Okay, slide that into the pocket. And then it's all just peeled away. Look at that. I went, well, now this is just stinking fun. Okay, and then I've got the silicone mat underneath me. I can bring up that QR code if you'd like. And it's not going to take away from the stickiness as I peel these off and place them so I can use them on my handmade card. That is just so delicate, so soft, so pretty. And I can't wait to see how this turns out because, this is only the second time I've used the washi tape. And I chose the Petunia Pop. That was one of the colors in here. So we'll see. The other one I used Strawberry Slush. So I want to make sure I show you in pink as well. Okay, now how stinking cool is this? Oh, you can't see them. Okay, let me bring them down. This is so stinking cool. I'm now addicted. I hope this becomes something that we do a lot because, wow, it was fun, so easy, and these are gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And see that silicone? Isn't that awesome? So like I said, it's not going to take away from the stickiness. I can show you that. I have it in here. So I really like this mat for a lot of reasons. Adhesive doesn't stick to it, keeps my area clean. I just really like using it. Okay. And then I was thinking, because I didn't use every one of these on one card, well, for Peter's sakes, I would think to go ahead and put them on some wax paper would be good. Or I could my mat is so big, I could just leave it on here. But I think maybe some wax paper and put it aside would be a good idea. Okay. And beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. These got cut off a little bit. I think this one might be okay because I may want it. So that tells me there's not a big gap between them, or maybe I need to try to learn to cut even closer with it. Parchment paper, yeah, that's what wax paper, parchment paper, yes ma'am. Yes, Miss Gail, that's what I was thinking. Oh, on a window sheet before die cutting. Huh. I guess nothing wrong with that. But it didn't stick and I didn't waste a window sheet. It'd make them stiffer. That's for sure. So there you go. All right. So I have our oval and I want to do some stamping, and this is so much fun having a brand new catalog. I'm using the brand new The Right Words, and wow, is this a good, excuse me, stamp set. And I wish I had the right words for a time like this, but just know how much I love and care about you. Sending good vibes. You're so kind. This one, thinking of you, and then ... a lot. Forever loved, forever remembered. I really don't like that you're leaving, but I hope you love where you're going. I miss you already. birthday to someone we're celebrating every single day. Thanks so much for thinking of me. You're so kind. And hope the loss you're feeling right now will be eased by wonderful memories. And that font would go with this. So very, very nice. Okay. So I want to use that. I wish I had the right words for a time like this. This is a clear mount stamp set, so the red rubber, and I've got it mounted on a clear block C. And if you haven't used our blocks, wow, you want to. Look at that curve. And so it's curved, that's comfortable to hang on to, polished. And then I need my tuxedo black Momentum ink pad. And let's do this. Ink it and go over here, straight up and down. Not quite centered, off to the sides. We have room for our flowers. Isn't that font beautiful? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so I did want this one. I think it'll be okay. And tuck that in over here. And here we go. You know what? And as I was making it, I didn't press down on the tape right away, the washi tape. And I was able to move them around. Like I said, don't press down and get that really good contact. But, because I was fooling around because I was designing. And here we go. And let me grab this. Whoops. I want to come up just a little bit more. And see, that's where if you don't press down, but with that translucent background, isn't that beautiful? Okay, so super easy. And then I want to use this one. You know what? And I end up leaving it at that. I tried using more, and more wasn't better. And gorgeous. I am just crazy about this, and I can't wait for you to see it in the pink. So now that we're happy, let's press everywhere. There we go. Well, and that's on the silicone, so I wasn't taking away the stickiness. And then we have, our embossed. Well, I want to put this up on dimensionals. So what I did, and I went ahead because that would have been boring, I put this on another piece of basic white and cut smaller. And tomorrow I'll have a link to my blog post with all the measurements. So it gave it support, because a lot of times the embossing weakens it. It gave it support and took a very simple card and dressed it up with more layers. Well, thank you, Miss Jane. All right, and so this surrounded by that beautiful embossing. So let's turn it over. Whenever there's embossing and things can't lay flat, as much as I like the Stampin' Seal, you need something stronger. So the mini glue dots are a really good choice. And you remember that take your pick tool that hit the floor? Oh, it's way over there. Okay, we'll use my scissors. All right, or just do this because the dots are on here. There we go. And what I want to do is not touch them and take away from the extreme stickiness. Remember when the dots used to be on this side? But now they're over here. So all of this is from, well, most of it is from the 24-25 catalog. The Right Words and Extraordinary Flora, my plus size dies. Well, that's an online exclusives, but all the supplies, if you're watching on YouTube or on my blog, are listed under the video. Well, thank you, Miss Patricia. Okay, and so I really do love the all white or almost all white cards. And the secret to them is a lot of layering and texture. Very pretty. So now let's see what we think when it goes on. Oh, yeah, the petunia pop, pulling the color from the rose. And remember I was saying I wanted to put this with dimensionals in. Okay, let's just look right now. Flat. Okay. Well, hello, Miss Tina. Well, I'm glad you caught another live. So that's flat. Okay, and then the difference when we do this. These Stampin' Dimensionals, these little foam adhesive dots, are just the easiest way to dress up a card. Well, thank you, Miss Gail. Oh, the washi tape. I mean, just, well, the whole thing, because the washi tape, they're the same flowers, right? And they're just colored for us. And I like the translucent part of it being so soft. Here we go. And these are just coming off so easily anymore. If you ever get across one that doesn't, just press down with your thumbnail. It makes the edge pop up. But goodness, that hasn't been happening. Okay. Oh, I've got to talk to you about something else. Okay, and look at that. So we've got the white layered. It's very subtle, but like I said, now, isn't that just better? Popped up. Isn't that something? Oh, Miss Cheryl. Well, use those Stampin' Rewards. And we've got a finishing touch. And I thought about, and I thought, no, I want to stay with the white. We've got all these, these 3 white layers. So this all stands out. So I'm using the iridescent pearls, the basic jewels. All right. So I always press down so the adhesive sticks to the embellishment and not to this acetate sheet. And there we go. Large one, a small one, and let's do one more large one. And there we have, look at that, and leftovers. And I was saying wax paper, and Miss Gail, parchment paper, same idea. And so extraordinary. They really are extraordinary florals that are extra easy. And I need to show you in pink too. But first, I want to show you, when I got this scrapbooking kit, I showed you the contents. And yesterday, well, thank you, Miss Danette. And yesterday, I made 3 of the pages. So I wanted to show you, this is a 2-page layout right here. Very, very nice. And a 3rd page. So I've got 3 more to go. And I was sending an email today, and much to my dismay, this is already sold out. So the Everyday You and Me kit, I can show you what I did because I said I would, but it's already sold out. So that's what happens with online exclusives. You just never know how long they're going to last. And I'm showing you this because starting, because I also talked to you about the virtual album retreat, and that will be in July, but ordering for that starts Wednesday, May 28th. Oh, thank you, Miss. Okay, Miss Sterling. I don't know what C stands for or G, but thank you, thank you, thank you. And so we're going to do 24 pages, 12 2-page layouts, and to cover the whole year. So very nice. And so that will start ordering, and again, while supplies last. So like the Everyday You and Me, it could sell at any time. Okay. So, oh, hi, Miss Sherry. All right, so here it is in the purples. And then the next one I roll out, it'll be the pinks again. And then are you ready for this? Here we go, because now I'm having a hard time. There is the first one in the pinks. And so this is Flirty, I believe it's on Flirty Flamingo is what I put that on, was one of the colors. Soft and pretty. Both are. Look at that. I am just crazy about this. Crazier than I was when I first saw it, now that I played with it. And so excited to show you how easy it is to use that washi tape, because I really was dragging my feet because I wasn't sure what to do with it. And I thought, nope, we're just going to go for it. I mean, why would it? So it peeled, as you saw, right off of the cutting pad. Oh, Miss Caroline is here. Oh, that's so great you all are here. So there it is, the Extraordinary Flora Bundle, and of course, the washi tape. It's not part of the bundle, but you'll want to pick that up separately because, wow, this is so much fun and so clever. And of course, I also used the brand new, the right words, and they really are. Well, thank you, Miss Shirley. Aw, and so pleased. And of course, my fat ovals that I just can't seem to leave alone. Well, thank you, Miss Gail. Aw, and Miss Sherry, you all are so sweet. I mean, simple, 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 but yeah, there's just so much elegance in simplicity. And if you haven't yet and you just joined us and didn't hear me say, please give my video a thumbs up and a share. I sure appreciate that. And everything I used, unless I showed you differently, is available to order in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. And wow, I had so much fun. And I'm so glad you got to see the washi tape in action, because if you were hesitating, even though I had it, like me, get it out, play with it. And, on one of these silicone or I was saying wax paper, and the name where I skipped my head, parchment paper, both same idea. So fantastic. So let's do this. And I told you about the scrapbooking retreat. That's really important. That's going to be cool. And if you're on my mailing list, and I'll make a blog post sometime this week, there's a flyer that shows all of the pages, so you can see what you're going to get, and everything comes pre-cut. Oh, oh my goodness, that's going to save so much time, and then you'll have, I mean, 12 two-page layouts. You're going to just feel so brilliant as you can start slapping pictures on there. So that's going to be really awesome. Now the price tag, I mean, it's $250. But when I price that out, that's about $10 a page, which is really very, very, very reasonable. Well, thank you, Miss Adelaide. So, like I said, everything that I used, unless I told you otherwise, which we're just only talking the magnetic platform and the silicone mat, is available to order now in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. So it is that time of evening where I thank you for joining me. And, I am here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. In virtually 2 years, I haven't missed. I mean, someday we know that's going to happen, but pretty much, I mean, so far, you can count on me every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you come catch me live, I don't put the ads on until after the live. So you can avoid ads if you come and catch me live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. All right. And then I'd like to jump in another time during the week. So that's that time where I say thank you for joining me. I'm Shelley Godby, teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles. Good evening and God bless.